Example 4 wants us to explain why a counterexample is going to show that a conjecture is false. So again, a conjecture is a rule that we use in inductive reasoning. So inductive reasoning, we find a pattern, we utilize a pattern to come up with a conjecture, come up with a rule, and we use that to make predictions. So in order to show that a conjecture is false, we need a counterexample. So they give us a conjecture here. Okay, they say a polygon with diagonals has two fewer diagonals than sides. So they base this off of a quadrilateral, which has 4 sides and 2 diagonals. So if we think about the number of sides, that could be n. So n is your number of sides. And our conjecture says that we're going to have 2 less diagonals, 2 fewer diagonals. So n minus 2 should be our number of diagonals. Right? So this is our conjecture, diagonals. If we want to show that this conjecture is false, we need a counterexample. They here let us look at a pentagon, which has 5 sides. If we note our pentagon has 5 sides, so n equals 5. So according to our conjecture, we should only have 3 diagonals, but we don't. We have 5 diagonals here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So a pentagon does not fit this rule. It has 5 sides and 5 diagonals. And so now we have an example showing that this conjecture is false. And that's all we need to show that the whole thing is wrong. The whole thing is false. Just one counterexample. Okay, on your try it, it's asking you to give a counterexample for the statement or the conjecture that the sum of 2 composite numbers must be a composite number. So a composite number is kind of like the opposite of a prime number, right? A prime number is a natural number or a positive integer that can only cannot be the product of 2 smaller positive integers, 2 smaller natural numbers. So for example, 11, right? You can't multiply anything other than 1 times 11. So that's prime. And then composite would be like 12 because you can multiply 2 times 6 and 3 by 4. So they want you to come up with a counterexample to the statement that the sum of 2 composite numbers must be a composite number.